great speaker. That was my first impression. But one thing that I saw was the chairs were arranged properly and everybody was like businesslike. What about in our Zoom meetings? We can do that. Be careful with our screen orientation. Make sure that our videos are close. If we are doing something like eating perhaps, we have to preserve the integrity of our Toastmasters meeting. Not because we're doing it online, make sure we look businesslike, ready for the meeting. Not like picking our nose perhaps. I joined a meeting once in Manhattan, and this lady failed to close her video. What she did was she was picking on her nose, and that was so unprofessional, knowing that it's a Toastmasters meeting. Make sure in your Zoom meeting, be careful with arf, arf, or other distractions. We have to be careful on that to create a lasting impression to our guests and visiting Toastmasters. Convenient meeting location. I did join my first meeting because it was so near. Make sure that your location is accessible. In marketing, place is one of the P's. It's important that our location is convenient. What about in our Zoom meetings? We have to send the link, not just the link, but the password and meeting ID. In that way, if it's difficult for them to access the Zoom link, it's easier for them just to type on the meeting ID and the password. Another impression, guests invited to address the club. I was so surprised because it was my first time, and the Toastmaster of the evening called me and said, let's listen to our guests from Smart Communications. What have you observed from our meeting? We need your feedback. And they were shaking their hands, and I said, oh, every time there's somebody goes to the lectern and they shake hands. They explained to me. And then all of the while, what should I say? But I said like, wow, your speakers are absolutely great. That's what I said. Why? Because the meeting was so engaging, and it was my first time to hear from these people who really know what they're talking about. Question, what about you? In your meetings as club officers, have you done your part? I don't need your answer, but I want you to think on that. It's high time for you to understand the importance of first impression. Guests invited to join. We need to convert our guests, even visiting Toastmasters, as club members. Why not? Let them know why Toastmasters. Personal testimony is very relevant when it comes to giving out the reasons to our prospective members and visiting Toastmasters why in this club. And I tell you why I joined another club. Fellow officers, you have to know your whys, and you have to let them know their whys as well to your new members and even the prospective members. Another moments of truth in Toastmasters is membership orientation. Why do we need to have an orientation? I have two clubs, CDO-TMC, again, your Toastmasters Club, and Competitive Communicators Club. It's a 100% online club. I became a member for the second club for many reasons. It's because how they treated their members. In membership orientation for new members, we need to conduct formal induction, including presentation of PIN, but we can't do that in online, right? What competitive communicators did, they sent me an email. I felt so special. This meeting is for you and only for the new members. There were a bit of a ceremony for them because we were asked, each and every one of the new members, about why we chose competitive communicators. And everybody was just so welcoming. What about in our on-site meeting? We can do a candle lighting, and it should be very important that everybody, all of the old members, are there to welcome the new members. How about that? Assignment of mentor. What I love about this club is I got the chance to choose my mentor. From April until now, I got 3 mentors. This is distinguished Toastmaster Trisha Grow. We have a one-on-one meeting via Zoom, and she gave me important notes on what it takes to be a mentor. And she asked me if I wanted to be a mentor as well in the future. She shared to me her heartwarming story. She is a cancer survivor. And my second mentor was Sandra Paris. She left competitive communicators to focus on her home club. And my last mentor is Marty Green. I tell you, it's very significant for a new member to get a mentor. Why? Because we need someone who will guide us. And that try in your club as well, because sometimes we tend to neglect having mentors in our club, but they are very significant in our growth. Education programs and recognition system discussed. New members should know about this. What is distinguished club program goals? What is my role to achieve that goal? I tell you, fellow officers, I didn't know that I have a significant role as a member. You need to deliver speeches to achieve these distinguished club program. In a way, in competitive communicators, we have a special training for new members on what is DCP for us to understand what we can contribute to the club. Learning needs assessed. For new members, I don't know how to navigate pathways. I don't know Toastmasters website. You got to walk your new members through the Toastmasters website. I, for one, I don't know how, but because of District 75 and my club, I learned how to launch my level. I learned how to complete my level. It's because the people around me were so accommodating for me to learn about this one, this pathway in the base camp. I need to assess what should I do and what do I need. Same thing with our members, especially for new members, fellow Toastmasters. Discuss accommodations for members with disabilities. It's very important to know the special needs of our members. I read in the Toastmasters magazine, she was coaching a club and they are blind. How can she relate to these blind members? What she did was she blindfolded herself throughout the meeting. And now she understands, hey, this is how it feels to be joining a meeting without any vision. We have to cater to the special needs of our members. Speaking roles assigned, there should be an equal time for each members. What about those invisible Toastmasters whom you hardly see during the meeting or online meetings? Why not text them, chat on them? Can you be the counter for this meeting? And what about those Toastmasters who love to deliver speeches every week? Why not tell them, can we give chance to the other Toastmasters for them to grow and achieve their level? Members involved in club activities, all members. In CDO-TMC, we have this supplemental training, and each of the members have the chance to deliver their speeches in a way that they can share their skills and talents. In that way, we can empower our members, not just our members, but those members, that's what I've said, indivisible members. I challenge you, fellow Toastmasters and fellow officers, if you're sleeping right now, wake up. You never get a chance to make a first impression, I tell you. Think about of what you can do to your club. What can you do to your new members and the visiting Toastmasters? Create something that is a lasting impression. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Ting, for that very insightful presentation of the first two moments of truth, and that is first impression, and the second is membership orientation. And as what Ting taught us, these are actually key to bring new members into the club and to actually keep them interested. But now that we brought them into the club, it's also essential that there's something that we provide. There's a value that we provide, and that is opportunities for growth and development. And that's the second batch of moments of truth that we will be learning about. This is about fellowship, variety, and communication, and also program planning and meeting organization. So this is now the development and growth piece for our members. And to walk us through the next two moments of truth is somebody from CDO, our first speaker. Now we have our second speaker who is in Bacolod. So that's really how dynamic we have become thanks to Zoom. So our speaker, second speaker, is a lawyer by profession and a dreamer on the side. She actually lives by this very profound but practical principle. And that says we only die once. And so it's important for us to live every moment of our life. She joined Toastmaster as her investment to her own growth and development, which also turned out to be a wonderful opportunity for her to meet amazing people like all of us in this room. Her long-term goal is to live by these principles, and her short-term goal is to become a very good mother and family woman. So, friends, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, let's welcome with our resounding virtual applause, innovative planning, level 3 profession, attorney, and Toastmaster, Jalai Rojas.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster DJ. Again, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I would like to ask a question right away. Show of hands, anyone in this room who are in a relationship or who is pursuing someone or at least has an idea of what is a relationship about. Show of hands, just quick. Right? I can see some show of hands. This second question is actually for you guys. Would you or did you stop pursuing, wooing, or courting your person in interest once you already got their very sweet yes? The answer is, of course, no. Instead, we try to build a better relationship, a deeper connection, and we made everything in our power so that they will remain in our relationship. And it's the same as in Toastmasters. After you've already impressed them with a very good meeting experience, you already told and shared to them the benefits that Toastmasters had to offer, and you've already encouraged them to join Toastmasters. Fellow Toastmasters, our job is not yet done, but in fact, we need to establish deeper relationship with our members and make sure that they will retain and they will renew their membership in the next renewal. So basically, that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. This afternoon. Oh, this afternoon, I'm sorry, there's something technical glitches in my phone. To continue, I know there are a lot of ideas in your head already about how to go about this. You have already a lot of good practices in your club, but to help you recall this easier, I've created a mnemonics. So every time you would ask yourself, how can I make our club better? How can I make our club members happier? How can I retain more members? One answer, be creative. So, first, celebrate occasions. Again, it does not have to be a big celebration, nor does it have to be a big occasion. May it be a birthday or a holiday or just as simple as a promotion. There's always a reason to celebrate. Again, it does not have to be a big occasion celebration. In our virtual meetings today, we just have to allot a time in our meeting, for example, in our business portion, to greet that fellow member of ours or to acknowledge and make them feel special. And I assure you, they will truly appreciate it. Next, regularly conduct meetings. If there's a holy grail that I learned in Toastmasters, it is surely conducting meetings regularly. Make TM meeting a habit, don't skip it. Let me just share an example that we had in our club. Land Bank Abyan Toastmasters Club started with a very good number. Unfortunately, our numbers dwindled just enough for us to renew. But it did not rather stop us from conducting meetings regularly. And to our surprise, it inspired those who are inactive members to participate more. And what's more amazing is that those who are not yet members were very inspired, impressed by our dedication, that we still continue conducting meetings and having fun despite our numbers. And they started asking questions. Why are you conducting meetings despite your numbers? This paved their way to introduce Toastmasters to them. And I'm very proud to say those who were asking questions before are now members of Landbank Abyan Toastmasters Club. And you don't have to limit yourselves within the meetings. Building, conducting, or regularly conducting meetings, you can also go outside and enjoy as friends, which lead me to the next, which is establish relationship. If you're going to ask me, what kind of relationship? Well, it's really up to you, as long as there is consensual or a consent between the two parties. But we do encourage to make friendship the minimum requirement. Again, let me give you an example in our club. We are a corporate club, and I'm sure I talk also in behalf of other corporate clubs. We are all colleagues in our company. We have different job descriptions as well as, let me say, different pay grade. But our number one rule is once you enter the Toastmasters meeting, all of those are left outside the door. And it really helped boost our camaraderie within the club because we are all Toastmasters. We are all friends. And yes, we are family in Toastmasters. And so it was easier and more comfortable for us to grow individually because it's easier to deliver speeches and take up roles, not thinking that it's in front of your boss or you are evaluating your boss. Again, you don't have to limit your friendship or relationship of building this kind of relationship within the Toastmasters meeting. You can actually go on food trips. I know a lot of our clubs here go on trips together with their club members, food trips, uh, road trips, and just hang out and have coffee, if I may say. Whatever kind of relationship you want to have, as long as it's building yourself and making you a better Toastmasters, go for it. Next is attend events. Again, you don't have to limit yourselves in attending events within the Toastmasters. You can actually go outside Toastmasters events. An example here is one of our Toastmasters from other club invited us to a fun run and we did attend and it helped build a relationship even outside Toastmasters. Again, it helped us within the Toastmasters because now we are having a friendly competition, not only between ourselves, but with the other clubs as well. You might ask me, but how is it possible now because of the pandemic? Just like Toastmasters, everyone is also gearing towards virtual events. And so there are a lot of events like food events, book clubs, and even concerts online. So you just have to know the inclination and passion of your members and invite them. It only takes a minute and a click of a finger to attend and invite them to events. Next, try out themes. I'm sure a lot of you are doing this in our clubs or in your clubs right now. But we challenge you, think outside the box, spice up your meeting. It's very important that you need to experiment so that your club members will also be very excited to attend your meetings. Next, invite guests. Now, let me first ask you a question. Where do you usually see this mandate of invite guests? Or where do you usually say this? Can you write it on the chat box? I'll be waiting. Where do you usually see this mandate, inviting guests? Okay, yes, it's in our Toastmasters promise. So we are actually mandated by Toastmasters to share the Toastmasters experience. But don't limit this only to those who are non-Toastmasters. You could also invite those Toastmasters from other clubs because it's a totally different experience. You can learn a lot from them as well because of the sharing of different good practices and sharing of different cultural activities within their club. And it's very easy and very convenient right now to invite guests. You don't have to think about logistics, or you don't even have to think about what to give them for snacks. Just share them the link, and there you go. You can invite as many guests as you want. Next, visit other clubs. Of course, Toastmasters. Don't wait for others to invite you. Invite yourself. Don't worry. We understand. We understand club hopping all day, every day. So don't wait for them to invite you. Ask if you could attend their club meetings and just ask for the link. Again, it's very easy. No logistics, no cost, just Zoom link. Now, always remember that once you invite others as well, or you invite yourself, please ask permission first. Never forget to ask permission because maybe their club is a new club and they're not yet very comfortable with other people. Just ask for permission. Our mother club in Land Bank created a group chat wherein all the clubs in Land Bank, Toastmasters Club in Land Banks, can just send their links there and we can just club hop from one club to another. My mentor, Toastmaster Tassie, also created a group chat wherein all of us mentees are free to invite each other to join each other's club. So do club hop all day, every day. And lastly, enjoy. I think we all agree if I say that Toastmasters are the most renowned and most fun leaders we have, not only because we of our events, but because aside from learning a lot, we also know how to have fun. This is very our particular. This is very evident rather in district convention. I think you would agree with me when I say that Toastmasters district convention are the most chillest, most fun, yet most fulfilling when it comes to learning. So please, as club officers, never forget to have fun. Make an ambience in your club that is conducive for learning, for growth, and also conducive for having fun. So there you go. Every time you think, how can I make or how can I retain members and how can I make my club more fun? Always just remember, be creative. As we've mentioned, it's not all fun and games when it comes to Toastmasters. Of course, we are proud to say that Toastmasters is where the leaders are made of. And as leaders, we need to learn the art of program planning and meeting organization. And so, to help you with this, again, I've prepared 3 P's, actually it's 4: practice, planning, preparing, and performing. So planning, good leaders plan ahead. Let me emphasize that again. Good leaders plan ahead. So if you're going to have a meeting today and you're going to plan it yesterday or a few days before, That's not planning, that's cramming. So avoid that. What are the things you need to consider when you are planning a meeting? First, date of the meeting, venue, and time. Remember, are trying to make Toastmasters meeting a habit. So, aside from the convenience, make sure it is consistent. For example, I know a lot of the clubs here are meeting every week. So, make it consistent. For example, meet every Tuesday at 7 p.m. so that every time it's Tuesday, 7 p.m., they would know, or your members would know, oh, it's Toastmasters meeting, until it becomes a habit for them. Rules, speakers. Now, what you need to ensure here is that you give equal opportunity for your members for roles and speakers, or speaking or delivering the speeches. Remember, in taking up roles and delivering speeches, we learn, we grow. So we need to give each and everyone equal opportunity to do so. Now, this involves a lot of planning. So we would encourage you to plan ahead for the roles and speakers who will be delivering their speeches at that meeting. I know a lot of clubs even plotted already a year's worth of planning wherein even months prior you already know if you're going to deliver a speech on that meeting or you're going to take a role on that meeting. Again, for theme, just be creative, think outside the box. Another important thing or another important um, concept you need to learn about planning is that you always have to have a backup plan. So it's not always a walk in the park when it comes to meetings. So always have a backup plan. Make sure that you are flexible when it comes to conducting your meeting. Next, P is to prepare. A good leader knows that preparation is the key. So after you've already planned, time to prepare the things that you need for the meeting. It is virtual right now, so it is easier. So invitation and ads, these are usually the job of the VPPR. Zoom link and program, VP Ed. Speeches, again, those who are going to deliver speeches. Do yourself a favor. If you want to grow, please prepare ahead of time and not write your speech there and then during the meeting. Table topics, of course, if you are the table topics master, make sure that your topics are in line with the theme of the meeting. And PowerPoint. This is usually again prepared by VP Ed, but we've learned in this previous COT1 that you could also ask help from other club officers to help you if you feel that you have so many things in your plate already. So again, preparation is the key. Always remember that. And after doing all of this planning and preparation, it's the last P, perform. Most important thing, start and end the time your meeting on time. Remember, this is not only a reflection of discipline, but rather a consideration on your part. Because every one of us has other things to do after Toastmasters meeting. So it would be very convenient and it will be very considerate of you if we're going to end rather the meeting on time. Next, make table topics creative. If you are the table topics master, please do make the table topics creative because this is the most awaited part of a meeting. I've attended a meeting wherein instead of asking for volunteers, what they would do is they have an app in the computer wherein all the names of the attendees will be placed in like a wheel and they will have to turn the wheel and wherever the arrow falls, then that would be the speaker for that specific topic. And they would even give tokens for those speakers. So that's a very good practice that I think you can also use in your club. Deliver quality speeches. If it's your time to deliver speeches, please deliver quality speeches because you are not only helping yourself in public speaking, but you're also imparting knowledge because in listening, there is learning. So you're imparting and sharing knowledge as well to your audience. Give useful evaluations. What sets Toastmasters apart from other clubs is that we give very useful evaluations that could help in our growth. So if you are the evaluator, please listen carefully to the speeches and read carefully the evaluation sheet so that you will be able to give very good and useful evaluation. Again, you're not only helping the speaker, but also you're helping the audience as well. And lastly, I cannot emphasize this more, please have fun. It is our job to make sure that we are having fun, we are learning while having fun. Because learning comes easy if we're having fun. Always remember that. So, fellow Toastmasters, as I've mentioned, we need to not only impress them or encourage the members to join Toastmasters, but we need to make sure that we build deeper connection, better relationship with them, and let's retain them in the club. Because the greatest challenge for us is not to encourage someone or make someone say yes to Toastmasters, but is making them stay in Toastmasters. Because the longer they stay, the more they grow, the more they learn, and the closer they get to maximizing their potential as leaders. So, are you ready to take that challenge? Toastmaster DJ, back to you.
Thank you, Jalai. And yes, we are ready to take on the challenge. So, earlier, fellow Toastmasters and officers, Ting walk us through the first two moments of truth, and that is to attract. Then Jalai walk us through the third and the fourth moments of truth, and this time it's about to develop. Now we're about to close the moments of truth with the fifth and the sixth. And the purpose for this one is to retain our members. So our next and final speaker for the afternoon is a doctor, not of medicine, but a doctor of education. She's also an associate professor and in charge of campus quality assurance at the Technological University of the Philippines. She's an accreditor of accrediting agency of chartered colleges and universities in the Philippines. In 2001, she was awarded as Area Governor of the Year. And in 2011, that's 10 years later, she was also awarded as Division Director of the Year. So we truly have somebody who speaks from competence and experience. So, fellow Toastmasters and friends, join me in welcoming distinguished Toastmaster and Dr. Belinda Cisles.
Thank you very much, our very kind Toastmaster DJ. And my greetings to all of you, fellow Toastmaster officers and members on screen. I hope you are still kicking.
Yes, we are.
So, fellow Toastmasters, in my 23 continuous years in Toastmasters, I have witnessed many Toastmasters who come and go. And based on what I read, Toastmaster members stay for just 2 or 3 years and off they go. Indeed, membership is a challenge. In fact, has been a challenge to many of our Toastmaster clubs. Only heavier this time because of the pandemic. And my own division and home club have never been spared. Hence, our discussions on these last two moments of truth will enable us to learn or relearn the whys and hows of achieving membership strength and recognizing our members' achievements, which could eventually retain our members. One good thing my our two previous speakers have mentioned a lot of ways which I could possibly use. That is saving me time for my discussion. Let's start with the first. or the second to the last moment, which is membership strength. Why do you think we have to achieve membership strength, my fellow Toastmasters? I would like you to have a quick writing on the chat box on the reason why. You're still thinking? Okay, I think you're still thinking. So
We have
let
one
me continue.
answer.
We have one answer. I could not just see perhaps on
Yeah,
the.
yeah, so I can read it to
Okay,
you.
now.
It's, yeah, good. Sige. We have more answers.
Okay, I can't see the answers. I don't know. I Okay, Toastmaster DJ, would you please do it for me?
Yes,
Okay.
actually, we have a couple of answers. It's because of the lifeblood of Toastmasters. And then the second is because we learn from each other. And then it also makes meetings exciting when many members participate. Among the many, distinguished Toastmaster Melinda.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster DJ. I think I am not clicking the the grid properly that I could not see. So wow, those are all very good answers for the reason why we should have membership strength. But generally, let me sum up that when our clubs has have enough members, the members would be able to provide leadership and fill meeting and committee assignments, which would in turn create a lively, active club that benefits us existing members and draws members in. So the many in in this moment there are six standards that we have to check whether or not our club is having a membership strength. So standard 1, club has 20 or more members. Imagine how wonderful would it be if our club has this number of members? I would like to stress on the or more members. I remember the membership program of past district director, governor by then, JJ Litargo, on 30 strong. It is because, why 30? Usually, when a club charters, after a year, the membership dwindles. So perhaps if it starts with 30 and if it dwindles, you still have a large buffer. So usually it might have 22, 21, or 19 after a year. Then after a year, the 19 would have 16, 15, then 11. And if you meet with only 11 during your meetings and 4 or 5 would be absent, there are only 5 or 6 of you, and imagine having 2 or 3 roles like a GE, a Toastmaster of the evening, and a table topic evaluator. That would be very stressful, and perhaps you might say, bye Toastmasters, I would like to say hello to a stress-free world. So if there are 20 or more members, we would have charter strength, we would have a lot of ideas from our members, and there would be a greater depth of leadership and collaboration. Do you agree or disagree? Second standard, let's imagine how we have strove hard to draw members in, and then we don't find ways to stop them from going through the back door. So this is now something for us to ponder. Is our bucket leaking? So we come to standard number 2, of which our members should be retained. And mind you, fellow Toastmasters, it is easier to retain more members than to gain new ones. And so it's better to do our part in meeting their needs, offer them the massive value that they could have after attending Toastmasters, after being a member of Toastmasters, and then provide them that safe and supportive environment. Are we doing that in our club? I guess we do. And we now come to the next standard, or let me share with you that of Dasmariñas City Toastmasters Club. How do they keep their members? They do it by their new member orientation or the onboarding for new members, their one-on-one and their group mentoring. So our recommendations to Dasmariñas City Toastmasters Club, who have found that a very effective way in retaining their members. So I guess we could give them a big, big hand for that. Next standard, do we promote our club to its organization or community? I think this holds true to our corporate clubs. Do we promote them to our fellow employees, staff, so that they know that there is a Toastmasters in the company? And do we also promote them in our community? So let us have ways of promoting them. If we do provide quality club meeting and then hold educational events like workshops, speechcraft, and so speechcraft like what these Toastmasters clubs are doing. They have their think on your feet. They have the Tic Tac Talk speechcraft program, and a lot more of programs, special programs or events that we could publicize to promote our club to the our organizations and for the community clubs to our community as well. Social media, we believe, is a very effective way of promoting now our clubs. I remember in our own club, when we had a lot of reviews from we members sending to our Facebook page, we ended up having a meeting flooded with guests. There were more guests than we members. But I said just more guests, not yet members. Standard number 4, do we have programs which are varied and exciting? A lot were mentioned a while ago by our two speakers about how to make those programs varied and exciting. Let's let's be thankful to our founder who said that we learn best in moments of enjoyment. Yes, indeed. So let's try the themed meeting. Let's insert levity and humor, institute some wacky traditions, interact and engage new technology to our prospects to fellow members, especially now that we are into this online thing. So let's take a look at the samples that they have been doing on Kentucky Derby, Marlica Toastmasters Club, and here the Buwanang Weekend, we can see Toastmaster Tisha on screen. We can think of a lot more. I believe some of you have been doing a lot, but they are not just displayed here. So standard number 5. Do we recognize Toastmasters who sponsor new members? If you were the Toastmaster who sponsors a new member or new members, I think you would feel good that you are recognized, not just being said, wow, we're glad that you, well, it also boosts your morale, but it's also something different if you are recognized formally for having that sponsorship, just like what Taipan Toastmasters Club here is doing, and we have PQ de Richard having a very big smile. In that way, the members will have high morale, they will be empowered, and they will be developed as Toastmasters. And standard number 6, the regular membership building programs. During the start of the meeting, District Director Marilyn mentioned about the membership building program of our district. All the details were there. We also have our in our club, we have membership building contests every quarter, but now we stopped it. I'm coming back to our the vice president for education to have that revived. Now, whenever we have our club membership building programs, let's just see to it that we start it with a good kick-off. And then we keep the score. Let's not forget them because they are our basis of who to be rewarded and who to be given the incentives. Let's have a list of our prospects. Who can be our potential members? Who can now I would look at the practical side. Who can afford to pay for the membership dues? Let's also think of that. So Toastmasters International also have a lot of membership building programs which you are familiar with. And the one I said, the one member, one recruit program of Toastmasters. So, fellow Toastmasters, again, let's check our membership, our Toastmasters Club. Do we have the standards in keeping our membership strength? Does our club has have 20 or more members? Are members retained? Are, are we promoting our club, corporate clubs to our organizations and communities? Do we have programs which are varied and exciting? And do we recognize Toastmasters who sponsor new members? And do we have membership building programs? Let us remember that if we have a membership strength, Helen Keller is indeed right when she said that alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. So our challenge to all of us for that membership strength that we could have for our club or we could maintain for our club. We now have the last moment of truth on achievement recognition of our members. And we are also reminded by William James that the deepest craving of human nature is principle of human nature is a craving to be appreciated. Yes. Would you have a pat on your shoulder just to say yes to that indeed that is one
Yes.
of our needs? Thank you, Toastmaster DJ. Yes, and as Toastmasters, we are human beings, and so we need that. So let's check. There are again six standards for us to check whether we are you having achievement recognition, members' achievement recognized. So standard one, we have awards applications immediately submitted to world headquarters. Take note immediately. Do not delay. As they say, justice denied is justice, or justice delayed is justice denied. So, award applications delayed might be award denied. So, attention, Vice President for Education, please do it immediately as possible so that the members will also feel that sense would have that sense of achievement after receiving the digital certificates. Standard number two, progress chart displayed and maintained. I don't know if you're still doing this, but in my home club, we have been doing this. That's why if you look at it, I'm still on level one. Well, this is on July updates. Uh, but later on, we have this placed in the copy of our program. So every time someone looks at the copy of the program, he could always keep track of his progress. So we'll just see to it that the progress is according to the pathways chart for DTM. In standard 3, members' achievements recognized with ceremony. Take note, with ceremony. It's good if you are being told, congratulations, Toastmaster DJ, for achieving your distinguished Toastmaster. But it's different if you are doing it through a ceremony in a special club program, for example. You
Right.
feel good, right, Toastmaster DJ? It
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Christelle. Standard 4. Club, district, and international leaders to recognize. Yes, we've got to be thankful for our club leaders because our district and international leaders because there are cases that we even have a hard time pushing them to become leaders because they know the task ahead of them, especially if it is the district leadership. And so I think if you were the clubs of these leaders, you must be proud and you must be recognizing them, right? Distinguished Toastmaster Nene. Standard 5, club and members' achievements publicized. I think we still have the same note that it's better to have them publicized because it will boost their morale, it will boost their achievements. If we have them publicized in many forms, especially now in Facebook pages, in social media. And standard 6 is we use the DCP for planning and recognition. Of course, we all the planning that we have for our club should be based on the DCP. And thank you, District Director Nene, because you have this discussed very well, substantially at the start of the training this afternoon. So we use it as our basis for the planning and recognition. So, fellow Toastmasters, there are still many ways. If we take a look at our website, there are many ways of recognizing our members' achievement. But let's have these six standards, which are award applications immediately submitted to World Headquarters, our progress chart displayed and maintained, members' achievement recognized with a ceremony, club, district, and international leaders are recognized. Club, club and member achievements publicized. And of course, we use the Distinguished Club Program for planning and recognition. So, fellow Toastmasters, for those of us here who love Toastmasters, I believe you agree with me when our founder said, let us share the benefits we have gained for ourselves with others. That is the reason why, for 23 years now, I have been called a ceaseless Toastmasters because I love the benefits Toastmasters has offered me. And so, our challenge to every one of us, let's continue to attract for members, keep our memberships strong, and let's also retain our members. Back to you, our very smart Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Melinda. And I like
Okay, we'll wait for the others for a while. Is that okay? Okay. What do we do? We assign Secretary of Metro Lipa. Okay, Toastmaster Elaine. Would it be okay if you're the speaker?
so once again, so I think we have come towards the end of the session for the club officers training. So once again, my name is DJ. I'm from Division C, and I'd like to thank everybody for your engagement. It's been a very good afternoon, and I hope that's an experience that's shared by all. So it's a long weekend, and I sincerely hope that you would also have a restful one and a meaningful one. So, in behalf of District 75 and our district trio, have a good afternoon and enjoy the rest of the week.
DJ photo op.
Yes, photo op. Okay.
Jan, can you take the photos? Sorry.
Ah, yes, of course.
Thank you.
All right, so everyone hold your most epic pose. Okay, I have three pages here, so we can hold for 3 seconds. First page, okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, second page. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Third page. Actually, I have 4 pages now. Okay, hold your pose. 1, 2, 3, smile. And the last page. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, thank you so much.